Hello, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a chit chat get ready with me featuring some new makeup in addition to what's new in my life. Maybe a little bit of trauma dumping today, honestly. I have been struggling with my mental health lately, with grief, with everything, so let's get started. I kicked it off there with a little bit of the Roux Peptide Lip Treatment in Watermelon Slice, and then I'm going to use one of my new favorite products. This is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I know this is not new. This is like a classic product, and some of you might be like, duh. But I thought because I was acne prone, definitely when I was more oily, I stayed away from these kinds of products. But honestly, it's one of those things that people say like, oh, it makes your makeup look better. It acts like a really great base. It really does. I mean, if anybody knows, Bobbi knows. So I'm just going to put that on my face and let it sit for a little bit. You could use it as your moisturizer, but I moisturized this morning like 4 or 5 hours ago. So while that's set, so I'm going to put in my little earrings. Somebody asked me at an event recently, they were like, oh, are they the Bottegas or the Anthropologies? And I was like, the Amazons. Let's be honest. So here's what I've been struggling with lately, which is kind of like showing myself compassion. How do I show myself compassion? It's kind of the question that's been ruminating in my mind, that I've been putting in my therapist's mind. I'm going to start out by using the Shiseido Revitalessence Skin Glow Foundation. You know how much I love their Synchro Skin, so I've been testing this out in the shade 410, so I love that, like, launch to launch. The shades have stayed consistent, and I'm 410 and everything, and it's a great neutral for me. But if you missed my content, my mom passed away over the summer, and I went home to Newfoundland to help take care of her when she was in the sort of last stages of her life, which I didn't really know going into it that was the case, sort of developed really fast and really aggressively while I was there. So if any of you have been a caretaker before for a family member, or if you do it for work, I've never experienced anything like that in my life. So it was such a shock to come home and see my mom look completely different to what I know her as. And the hard part about all of this is you might be thinking, I've never heard you mention her before, and there's a reason. You know, we did not, whatever, have a good relationship. And that's what makes this kind of complicated, and I feel a little bit of like extra guilt. I do my best not to cry in this video. Kylie Jenner, believe it or not, sent me some concealer, so let's try it out. I've been also testing this out. I'm still trying to just like get a feel for everything. You know how much I love the Kylash mascara. So we'll see about this. This is in the shade 6N. Bless you, Emily. But it's one of those things where I feel almost this guilt because, oh bless you, sneeze king. I feel a weird sense of guilt because when I tell people my mom died, they're like, that's so horrible, everybody needs their mom, blah 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 blah, you know. And I didn't really grow up having her as a mainstay like in my life, so it was this weird thing where it's like, in some ways I feel like, I don't even know how to put this, but somebody who has a great relationship with their mom, I can only imagine how devastating it is to lose your mom. But if you don't have a good relationship with your mom and you lose your mom, then there's absolutely no chance for a good relationship. Ever. So, I mean, it's obviously all sucks. It's not trauma wars here. Like, there's nothing good about it. But I think obviously people make the assumption that you have a good relationship, and then I almost feel the need to like qualify to be like, yeah, she passed away, but like we weren't that close. But like, does that make that any easier? Not that I can tell. You know, my day-to-day hasn't changed that much because obviously we didn't talk every day, but I think about her every day. I cannot tell you how many times I've dreamt about her. I'm going to go with the same concealer in 7 just to cover up some breakouts. Like, I've literally had dreams where I'm like, okay, you're alive again. Now I have like a couple of minutes to try and like sort out over 30 years of drama and trauma. And then I wake up like so taken aback. It's so vivid. So I feel like I have been simultaneously, you know, grieving her, and obviously just in general, the loss of life is horrible. And no matter what our relationship, I wanted, you know, her life to continue. I'm gonna set my under eyes. I know we're switching back between makeup and trauma, but that's just what we do here. Easy Bake and Snatch. I'm gonna use the thing that comes with it. Just out of curiosity, I haven't tried this yet. It's not the same as the normal like under eye puffs. It's more dense, but let's see. And it was her birthday last week, so I think that hit me really hard, that I was like, oh my god, like, just doesn't have another year on this earth, and it's just unbelievable. I haven't had lost many people in my life, so then really comes my question that I asked in the beginning of, how do you show yourself compassion? How do I show myself compassion? And, you know, at the same time that I lost her, I also lost my cat, and then I have this other form of guilt. Wait, now I'm not done talking about guilt, actually, where I left, oh god, this I don't know if I'll be able to get through, but I knew Roux was sick with cancer, and I had to go. I had to take care of my mom. I had to take care of my grandmother. And I feel bad because maybe she thought I left her, and that caused her to pass more quickly because she was, you know, dead by the time I got home. Oh my god, shit. I missed her by 20 minutes, so, like, I haven't even processed that loss and any, like, you know, sort of added resentment, even though she's not even here to experience it, but, like, added resentment that I have for my mom for being, like, you know, I lost that time with Roux, too. And I know it's an animal versus a person. It's a very special animal to me. Probably extra special because I had some trauma and a weird attachment to her and her to me. I actually am getting ready to head out, so I really do need to get it together here. But these are just, you know, really the sorest points of my life right now, to be very honest and vulnerable and whatever with you. So, yeah, it's just, okay. I'm gonna use this Florence by Mills Cheeky Pop blush stick. So yeah, the question is, how do I show myself compassion? So at first, it kind of was like, okay, I felt the need to like sort of work a ton and get back into things and catch up on everything that I lost when I was home in Newfoundland, either caring for her, or I had to go back to help start dealing with her home because I am the beneficiary and executor of the account. So everything is up to me. I'm responsible for everything, and like, I'm just a girl. I don't know shit about shit. So that's very stressful on top of everything else. Oh my god, I'm not paying attention. I'm just gonna go back in with my foundation brush. It has a lot more pigmentation than I thought, Florence. So I was working a lot. I'm like, okay, this is good. It's my business. I'm doing something for me. Then I started to feel really burnt out and really depressed to the point where I couldn't do anything last week. I don't know if I've ever been that depressed. It was like grief and depression and seasonal affective because it started getting dark, and like right before my period, it was like the trifecta of just horribleness coming together last week, and I really struggled. And then I'm like, do I stay in bed all day? Is that showing myself compassion? But then I'm not getting work done. I'm not moving my body. I'm not eating properly. But then I went to spin class, and then I spent all day in bed because I was so tired. Or then I feel ungrateful that I'm not going to work events because it's like, you're an influencer. You should love your job. You're so privileged. You're going to get a bunch of free gifts. And like, I get that. And that makes me feel really guilty that is what I'm struggling to go do. But also it says to me like, holy shit, you must be really feeling it if you're not wanting to go do something like that. It's so socially draining. And people like, how are you? How are you? How are things? And like, I just had a panic attack before I got there, and like my close friends, I might tell that, but everybody's not going to know that. And I don't want to go around being like a bummer all the time either. Like, this is a work event. So as much as people are like, oh, take the time you need, blah, 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 I'm like, sure, but bills still have to be paid, and I work for myself, and I actually feel more alone than ever right now because my family or my support system, even if they weren't in my support system, has gotten even smaller. So I feel the need to like, you know, take care of myself, and I feel more pressure for that, and the industry is changing and everything, so like, I'm just feeling the heat, man. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna take care of myself. I'm not gonna go to this event. I'm feeling burnt out. But then I don't go to the event and I feel like, oh my god, missed opportunity. What if that was a potential brand partner? Who could you have met at that party? You're doing yourself a disservice. You're not, you know, taking care of your business, because there's like Samantha Jane and then there's Samantha. It's two different things, but it's all the same. So I'm really trying to understand like how I show myself compassion, and I think it's balance, but it's trying to figure out that balance because you don't always have a choice. Like last week, if I could have went to nothing, I wouldn't have, but in a way it was kind of good that I had some things to go to. I'm rambling. I'm gonna try this for my brows. I generally like a clear kind of brow lamb product, but let's see. This is the Maybelline Tattoo Studio Brow Styling Gel. I'm gonna use the softer brown, or I think it's medium brown actually. But Samantha, another Samantha, who is a part of the kind of community here, lost her husband a little while ago, and I know that they were madly in love and ran a business together, and we chat quite often, and she said to me, grief is a thief, and it's so true. It like can hit you out of nowhere, and it steals your time and your energy, and I'm starting to notice that starting to feel anger, because I'm like, why, like, you know, I'm trying my best. I have built this business, and then I almost got taken out by that freaking breakup with some asshole who was a cheater and a liar and an emotional abuser, and I didn't even freaking know. And then I get out of that, and then I'm discovering new things about my sexuality, new things about myself, and it's exciting, but again, it's a grief and change and so much. And then I feel like I'm coming out of that, and then boom, my cat gets sick. Boom, my mom gets sick, and I just feel like, like, give me a break. Please, what did I do? And again, I know there's way worse things going on in the world, like, but that's what they say, like, you know, it doesn't diminish what's going on in your own life. You just have to kind of read the room, and maybe I'm not reading it properly. I also can't just come on here and do my makeup and pretend like everything's freaking okay, because it's not. It's not. And that's life, apparently. This is the Quo On The Face powder. This looks so pretty. It's from their holiday collection. Oop, it's taped. It looks really pretty. Like, it has a little warmth in it. I'm already like sort of sweaty and dewy from crying, but let's see what this does. Ooh, very pretty. Quo's been stepping it up, baby. Just gonna go with a classic all-nighter. Oh, what's wrong with the mister? On my eyes, I'm going to use this new Maybelline Color Tattoo 24-hour eye stick. I've never tried this before. It just sent it to me. And I have another base, or another glitter that I want to put over, but I figured I would try this as a base. I normally don't put a base under that glitter. Kind of a nice bronzy color on its own. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot about Stila, but they sent me this beautiful shadow. The Heaven's Dew All Over Glimmer Shadow in Copper Lake. It is so pretty, and I've been wearing this all over my eyes. Normally no eyeshadow base, just putting it on with my finger. But it just has this perfect sparkle. There's no like color base in it, and it just shows up so nice, especially if you have my skin tone or a more medium tan skin tone. But if you enjoy this kind of topic or talking about things or what's going on in the day-to-day, I've been doing daily vlogs on TikTok, and they're all very raw and real. Shot on my phone. I'm not trying to like make it super aesthetic. It's just like, this is what's going on. If it's me staying in bed all day, it's me staying on bed all day. For my eyeliner, I'm going to use a new brand at Shoppers Drug Mart. It's Rem Beauty, which is by Ariana Grande, and they sent me a package of some of their stuff. So I'm going to use the eyeliner in Midnight Black. Of course, she's known for her wing. I am not. It's not I. I do like it though. It feels nice. It's like a pen, which is my preferred style. And it's pretty black. I've only used it once so far. And then we're also going to use the mascara. So this is the Rem Beauty Lengthening Mascara. Also in Midnight Black. Packaging is nice, has some weight to it. But yeah, it is in store at Shoppers Drug Mart now. I will say I don't know how much it costs. That is my influencer privilege showing. This is definitely a more lengthening and volumizing mascara. Tons of length, really, really separated plastic brush. Not as much volume, I think. But they do get really long. I think this will definitely be good on the bottom lashes. And I'm just trying to see if I can build it up a bit. You tell me what you think. I don't think it's my favorite mascara that I've ever seen on my lashes, because I tend to prefer a little bit more volume, but I do kind of like the look. And another thing I wanted to say is, like, I just feel like it's so unrealistic to be telling people like, oh, take all the time you need, blah blah blah. Like, it's not, I have work, you have kids, you have friends. Like, yes, take all the time you need, but sometimes you can't take all the time you need, or you don't know how much time you need, or you don't know what you need to do with that time, and that's where it gets complicated. Now we're going to move on to the lip. I don't really know what direction I want to go, but I filmed a full lip swatch video, but I've been too depressed to edit it, of these MAC Locked Kiss lipsticks, so let's wear one of these. I loved them. Oh, they're really beautiful. Keep the MAC theme going. I'm going to go in with Cork first. I don't really know what color I want to go with, and because my video is not edited, sometimes I refer back to my own videos to see what shades I like on myself. Let's try this one in Mullet Over and Over. That sounds like me. Cute. So here's the finished look. I hope you enjoyed getting a little vulnerable with me, and if you did enjoy this series, like I said, I do have daily vlogs on TikTok. They're a minute a day, and I'd really appreciate your support over there. But thank you so much for watching, and as always, if you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at SamanthaJaneYT. Actually, you know what? You can't really find me on Twitter anymore, sadly. Ever since it became X, it changed. But anyways, I'm still there at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you next time. Bye!